kind of a backdoor at the end with the Tom Kench ultimate and did finish off the Nexus, so
yeah,
not always the cleanest.
Not the cleanest team in the LPL, but that's why we love them.
You know, getting into game right now, the thing that's interesting to me is we see Le Yen running the Conqueror on set. We don't see this in jungle.
Ooh.
In LEC, you see Predator. Typically here we've seen SOFM run the set, and I think the better rune is the Phase Rush because it still allows you to get that Nimbus Cloak and Hextech Flash, which is so important for set to be able to look for these engages.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of the Phase Rush in the set jungle here in the LPL.
So the problem with this is, sure, in these later fights you're going to be able to try and, you know, build up the 10 stacks of Conquer and deal damage, but getting into these fights and sticking on targets for, if you want to look for ganks, is going to be quite hard.
He might just want to go for the 1v1 with Beisheng. Maybe that's the play. Just go for the fight. Well, Beisheng, he's on a similar page right now as him and his bot lane move on into the jungle here. They're looking for a steal onto this red buff.
Yep, so we are just going to trade sides on the map. Don't think it'll actually mean too much in the long run with both sides going to be pretty hard to dive. What I want to see, actually, never mind. I was going to say I want to see Beisheng and 3-buff, but what am I saying? I said both teams just traded sides. So,
yeah, I don't think we're going to see a 3-buff unless something goes wildly wrong at this point in the game, but that's okay. This is normal League of Legends to start things off. But I do want to quickly mention that Jomung, he's got the Comet on the Varus. The rookie, he's going to have a Comet headed his way as Teachamo moves on through, but actually, Beisheng just going to waltz past him, go for the chickens. He's not interested in the pigeon. He wants the chickens instead.
Nothing you can do about that, so just being efficient with his time instead wanting to go for this. And like we talked about, so Set doesn't have the Nimbus Cloak, doesn't have the Hextech Flash, so going to be a lot harder for him to actually get into the middle of WE's team. Which we already said how IG don't have any engage really at all on their side. Not really at all, they don't have engage.
Yep, they're going to struggle with that, but they can sort of counter-engage. If WE forces the fight, they can definitely kite back, they can definitely turn things around. They've got a lot of follow-up CC to those kind of things.
But at the same time as WE, when you have a Corki and a Varus, you don't necessarily need to force these engages.
True, we'll see. There's a lot of poke, that's for sure, for WE.
I also want to point out, though, that IG fans are no strangers to the wonky comps that IG put together all the time.
Bear in mind, the way that IG wants to play the game, it's not really a front-to-back team fight. It's not organized. There's chaos, right? They want to find you in the mid-game. They want to see you start in Rift Herald and come in from all angles and just force a brawl. Teachama! Ooh, one auto from going down. Rookie. I think he maybe could have flashed for that one, honestly, but Teachama walks away with his life for now.
Yeah, and Rookie going with the Arcane Comet, which is much better for looking for this poke onto Teachama, forcing him low, and now going to have to burn TP to get back to lane.
Oh, we've talked about the bot priority for WE. They're going to start things off right here on Southwind. Forces the flash. Beisheng going to be rooted, but the Unbreakable from missing keeps his jungler safe here. They can't really do too much follow-up damage, so decent gank here. They get the summon.
Yeah, this is pretty good for Beisheng because looking across these lanes, you actually don't have too many opportunities where you can get in and actually really hard force these ganks. The only opportunity you have is this bot lane with the Braum if IG's bot lane does overextend. But if you aren't able to find this, it is going to be a lot more about the kind of standard Drake timings, especially once Teachama picks up his package, hovering towards mid, looking to get first start onto that dragon.
Yeah.
And, you know, trying to force a skirmish there.
Right. I mean, you mentioned the dragon. The first one going to be an Infernal Drake. It's one of the more important Drakes to fight for, but we know both of these teams are willing to go for a brawl. They're willing to fight for that. And WE, generally speaking, their whole strategy revolves around going for this first one and trying to snowball off of it.
We do see Beisheng coming back, and now Jomung actually has picked up the Executioner's Calling, so he does have an item advantage.
Here we go. Southwind, no flash available. And actually, Beisheng the one to flash right here. The stun comes on through. No, it doesn't actually finish off. 3 stacks, but they can't get the stun. Jomung forced to flash now. He's going to be slowed by the Glacial Augment. Haymaker doesn't quite connect. The heal came through. Arrows coming back on. Beisheng rooted. Unbreakable on cooldown right now, but he walks away with his life.
Where is the Nimbus Cloak, Le Yen? That's what I'm saying about that one. But still, WE getting the bot lane, they find the gank. Sadly, Jomung not able to proc the passive from missing onto Southwind, so they are able to get away, and we just see summoners blown by both sides.
I mean, just look through the list of summoners on the left and right of the screen. Pretty much every summoner towards that bottom side has been
technically used. Small win WE then, because Missing still has Flash.
One Flash on a Brawl.
And something we actually didn't mention, because we've talked a lot about kind of the different runes on both teams, though, is that Jomung went for the Comet, so he's going Lethality Varus. And the thing I love about that is how we keep mentioning this lack of engage coming out from IG. So they recognize it. They know, hey, we don't need to force the issue. We can whittle them down low. Then we have Call of the Forge God come out to find these kills.
And with a Corki as well. Like, the amount of poke that's going to be coming through from WE is terrifying.
Which the range on the side of IG, right, isn't that bad. You do have an Azir, and Senna's range will scale up as the game goes, but in at least the early, mid stages of the game, I think WE feel really fine with this situation.
My big question for WE, though, is going to be in the mid lane, in the top lane, how do we match up? Because Rookie, you can see he's already putting the hurt down onto Teachama so far in this mid lane. He's 15 CS up. He's going to have a nice little position in the lane where the minions are right now. But then up towards the top side as well, the Shy, a 15 CS lead as well. There's going to be an ultimate knocked into Lair. Teachama goes down. As if to prove a point, Rookie gets the kill.
Oh, just watching this set is pretty funny. Honestly, I don't feel like it provided too much of that gank. Rookie really did all the heavy lifting, but I like it because it doesn't really matter what IG's win conditions are. At the end of the day, it's like you pointed out, a lot more of this do well in lane, transition that into objective. It's not about these late game team fights or skirmishes or side lanes or anything like that.
And it's a difficulty here for WE because we mentioned it before. They like to play around this first dragon. Teachama dying there is a big issue. It stops their kind of initial play style from coming through, but also dying in a Corki versus Zia matchup, that's not how this lane's meant to go.
I was going to say they're pretty much complete opposites because on the opposite side, WE's lanes across the board, their laners are mediocre to average, right? I don't think any of them are like the bottom of their role, but we also don't think of any of them as like these strong, godly laners like Rookie the Shy, Kingin, you know, people like this. So wanting more to go for those team fights and skirmishes, but still wanting to get those done in the early game. And this is where we've seen WE struggle when they can't get priority in the mid lane with things like Rumble and Pantheon. They just struggle.
Struggle to make the plays happen elsewhere. Beishang just going to look to force things in the bottom side, but with no ults in the bottom lane just yet, it's not really going to be able to come through.
Yep, going to have to wait until we get that Chains of Corruption.
A really nice trade here in the top lane from the Shy. It's just going to be half of Morgan's health gone immediately.
And it shows that, like we were talking about, the stylistic play of both of these teams where Morgan decided to go with the Balmy Cinder rather than actually going towards a Bramble Vest.
Yeah, not looking for presence in the 1v1, looking just, I guess, for the extra wave clear so he can just try and get the minions out and be ready to teleport. His teleport's going to be on cooldown. The Shy has his available, so bear that in mind because if he shoves a wave in, he could make a play somewhere else on the map.
True, but IG already do have the Dragon. The question now is going to be coming down to this Rift Herald, which we already see WE's bot lane making their way towards, but Southwind is already here as well.
I'd love to see a bit of a brawl from this, because I feel like WE, they need a bit of gold behind them if they want a chance in this matchup. They're already falling pretty significantly behind here. The Scuttler going to be stolen away by Southwind. Oh dear, Tom Kench. And now WE, they're going to start things off here.
I feel like WE's putting themselves in a really awkward position where they're actually giving room for IG to find the engage where we talked about normally they wouldn't be able to.
Morgan's going to be here as well. Rookie knocks one back and immediately gets the first kill. Dawning Shadow as well. IG have already run the fight. WE just fleeing for their lives, but the Shy doesn't want to let him go. Trying to chase onto Morgan. They find one straight away onto Jomung.
Just really awkward position coming out from WE. We're not at the point where, with these tier 1s still open, doesn't matter if you get on the objective first. You can't really stop, you can't set up the vision and stop IG from walking in with your poke. We saw that Shy was already pushing out in the top lane. Very easy for him to roam over, and they just gave IG the room to find this engage.
Very difficult. And, I mean, Missing didn't even have his ult for that fight. And obviously, Southwind didn't either. But Tom Kench ult, not a big deal when it comes to the actual fight itself. Braum ultimate can be a game changer. So, IG come out with another advantage. And already, when it comes to CS numbers, it's led to a 2,000 gold lead for IG.
I feel like the problem here is the fact that WE had already put themselves in this position, allowing Rookie to go in so aggressively and find that Emperor's Divide and get that one pick.
I feel like there's something about casting the Shy. You just want to put the in front of every other player's name for some reason.
Yeah.
It really messes with your head, but yeah, you're absolutely right. Rookie, so far, that's 2 Emperor's Divides and 2 kills. So he's looking good on this Azir. We said it's the first time he's played at this split, but I don't think that was because of a lack of ability.
True. Definitely not. Azir always has been a staple throughout the year, so we know Rookie can always pick up champions like this. So even though you don't typically want to let the enemy get on the objective first, set up their vision and let them kind of choke you out, I feel like that would have been a better choice for WE, which would have given them more options how to posture around the objective and really set up this poke with the lethality Varus.
There's still time, though. They are falling behind, but WE, they're certainly not out of the running just yet. It's important to mention that this Corki, this Varus, they will take a couple of items before they really come swinging into these fights. Once you get a couple of lethality items, Xiaomeng will really start to chunk people out. One of the difficulties, though, is this Senna, in some ways, sort of counters the lethality Varus, in that she offers the sustain against the poke that he offers.
Definitely does offer a lot of sustain, but like you talked about, once he's able to pick up that first item, I still feel like the punishment he will lay out will be greater than anything that Puff can sustain. We've already seen how much pressure that Beishang is putting towards his bottom side as well.
Beishang has been trying real hard to make things happen in the bottom lane, but it's important to mention, none of those kills happen. Still 0 kills for WE. Now Lien moves up to the top side, drops the Rift Arrow.
And I love this from Lien. I thought he was going to go for a dive, but with Dragon coming up in 4 seconds, you don't need to. The Shy still has TP advantage, so just get some gold under his belt and go stop W from taking Dragon.
Tichima is really struggling in this mid lane. He has TP available, so he can head back to base. We'll be able to join in still. 2v2 in the bottom lane, though. Root comes down. That's going to be Dawning Shadow as well. Southwind trying to get onto Xiaomeng. Exhausted. Now the TP comes through. It's going to be Tichima rejoining the fight here. But Southwind's golden. He's going to go down. Look at the burst coming on through. Now we see Beishang trying to escape. Rookie chasing him on down. 3 stacks, but they can't get the stun. Emperor's Divide goes wide, and now missing. Desperate to escape. Jumps to his teammate. WE might get away with this one.
WE get away, but this was very disappointing coming out from IG. When we talked about how they have TP advantage, they were the aggressors in that bottom lane trade. You would think they are setting it up for the Shy to TP down here, try to win this fight, and then translate that into a Drake. But they don't do that at all. The Shy, of course, just playing under Morgan's tower, looking to abuse that 1v1 even more. WE pick up a kill, and no Dragon for anyone.
And Morgan right now, I mentioned how WE, they're like the Star Guardians of the league, right? They play as a group. They're all they win by the power of friendship and magic, right? Morgan, he's feeling like one of the ones that was corrupted by the Dark Star because he can't join his team. He can't be a part of the unit. He can't be a part of the friendship circle. But I'm sure he's not actually that upset. I don't think he actually thinks of himself as a Star Guardian. He probably thinks of himself as more like a Hulk Hogan kind of character.
I feel like he just thinks of himself as a, you know, a top
dude.
laner for WE.
I hope so. Well, I think of him as so much more.
But we see on our mini-map that Lien is actually starting up this Dragon. The choice now for Morgan is really tough. Does he TP in and look for the big teamfight play with his team and give up top turret? Does look like he's going to look for that recall and do that.
Beishang can't get the steal on the Dragon. Unbreakable's going to be valuable here. WE still good on the health bars. Lien uses the face breaker but has to back away. Missing jumps over the wall. Morgan's in the middle of everyone. Call of the Forge God. It's just going to be onto 2, but it's a kill going down onto the set. This Shy has gone so deep. He's in a 1 versus 4, but the rest of his team now arriving. Rookie still full health. Can tear through health bars. The Shy misses away as a flash comes on through. Puff trying to chase out these kills. Oh, missing. On the wrong side of this lane right now. Puff wants to get onto Xiaomeng and he's going to find a slow for himself. Can he finish the kill? The Root gets it in the end.
The 2 key things in that fight for me was, 1, Morgan's TP placement was pretty awkward. As Ornn, you don't really want to TP in the middle of the enemy team. You want to TP in front of your team and serve as that peeling option. And 2, we didn't get to see it on our screens because we were focused on Morgan, was how the Shy was able to just constantly zone out 4 members of WE without going down.
It felt like they were nervous to really commit to killing the Shy. They didn't want to waste the damage, but at the same time, you've got to get rid of him or you're going to lose the fight.
And it's like the whole enemy team is focused on killing your tank. What other opportunity are you going to get?
Yeah, it's perfect. So Morgan did get 1 kill, so at least it's going to be a 2 for 1, but IG still finding these advantages, and now looking to pressure in this bottom lane. Got a 2v2 going on, but this is the power of Braum right here. Gets a knock up onto Southwind. Flash available. for Puff, not for Southwind though, and a teleport being channeled, missing, jumps away, gets over to Beishang, and Rookie is too late to the fight. Can he finish? Missing. There's a shadow. Puff gets the kill.
Just doing so well on the side of IG.
Morgan stepped way too far forward. He's in a 2v1, and I don't think that's one that he can win. The Shy should be able to finish this one off for himself. You'd expect him to get the kill. And it's 6-2 now. IG, they're starting to run away with this one.
They're making plays on both sides of the map at the same times of WE just kind of left speechless with how to respond.
And the thing is, WE, they were the ones that started that play in the bottom side of the map. They're usually the ones that are grouping as a team, but it was Rookie who TP'd in. Oh, tries to make another play in the mid lane. And this is what's so fun to watch about Rookie, right? He's never just going to sit there and let the game happen. He's always active.
And this has been a really good split for him so far. We've seen some missteps. I still remember early on him getting solo killed by people like Yuki coming out, so there's been some hiccups, but honestly been one of Rookie's, I think, best splits so far, where we've seen so many solo carry performances coming out from him on champions like the Nico and the Jace.
Especially his Orianna as well. I think the lane dominance on his Orianna is such a thing to behold. He doesn't seem to lose, I mean, he doesn't seem to lose lane, even regardless of the champion.
And now we're at a point in the game with IG taking top turret where we can see the Shy just constantly push that up and try to rotate towards mid and give IG pressure on both mid and bot turret. Problem is, even though that should be their win condition, that's not the way IG typically like to play. I would expect the Shy to just continuously push out top turret and keep trying to abuse Morgan in the 1v1.
Yep, I would not be surprised because, you know, we mentioned how WE likes to play as this team unit. IG, they can play as a team, but they're quite happy to just play by themselves. They're quite happy to just win their individual matchups and bully people.
That's why I feel like setting up win conditions for comps when it comes to IG is kind of useless, kind of pointless, because we know how they're going to play no matter what they draft.
It's very much there's a feeling about the way IG play rather than a logic to it, you know? They feel the game out and see what happens. And the call right now is a Rift Herald in the mid lane, and it means that Rookie can finish this tower off. It's 3 versus 2, but you know what? WE are still the ones backing away. Lien trying to force the play because here comes Tom Kench missing. Unbreakable, but can he escape? Jumps over the wall. Bit of poke back, but it's IG to get a tower.
Yep, so IG just able to force. They are winning all 3 lanes at this point in time, so Lil Yen can pretty much go anywhere he wants, drop that Rift Herald, the other members follow.
Here we go. This Shy has to try and escape from this one. Does get knocked up by the call of the Forge God. The rest of the team is here. That shield's not going to do too much from the Dawning Shadow. Okay, there's one good kill. Missing now the target, but once again he's on this Braum. He's very difficult to shut down. Lien trying to get in. There's an Emperor's Divide, though. Rookie is looking amazing. 2 kills go the way of IG. And WE, they're left wondering under the tower.
I just want to apologize to the fans for saying that IG don't have engage, because clearly Rookie is willing.
That's why you look in, is it?
Right? Rookie is willing to just take up that role by himself. And
Azir is meant to be this champion that you wait until you got like 3 items on, that you want to win the late game fights. Rookie doesn't care.
He's a 10-stack Dark Seal.
He just goes nuts every single game. And, I mean, we mentioned this is the first game of Azir he's played this split, but clearly something that he's not worried about. Now they get a 3rd Drake for themselves,
and they're
on top of everything
sitting
else.
At a 7K gold lead at 19 minutes.
Yep. They certainly are. And, you know, every time you watch IG, in their wins, in their losses, you find yourself wondering, like, how do we get to this point? Like, I feel like that's a consistent thought for me every single time I watch this team.
This play, pretty easy to break down. We know the Shy isn't going to push his lane and look for those roams. He's going to just sit under Morgan's tower and try to put down maximum punishment. WE allocating members to follow up, knowing they can't win the 4v4 in the mid lane. IG don't have any engage, but still Rookie feels comfortable going in, has to flash out because, you know, he did just go under WE's turret, but still, they do pick up the kill on the end of it.
And hilariously, that was the turret that he went under to get his pentakill just a couple of weeks ago as well.
Went under or got pulled in by Blitzcrank and, you know, gifted
I like to think he made the active choice to be pulled by Blitzcrank.
It was a blind pull.
He could predict it. Rookie has abilities that us mere mortals only dream of.
And that was, like we missed, his first pentakill.
It was. It was.
Pretty surprising.
I honestly didn't expect Rookie to have not had a pentakill, but there you go.
Yeah, it blows my mind too. But you know, another another tangent to go off of is something we were talking about earlier. A cool thing fans might not know is we saw today, it was tweeted out and posted on Weibo of 369 actually got a friend's request on his KR account from the Shy. Super excited about it.
Nice.
Yeah, called him Brother the Shy.
It's such a nice video to watch. It's just very wholesome, I think, is the word.
The Shy said to him, like, hey, nice TP, and 369 said, I love you.
He was like, I love you. And then the Shy's like, thank you. Thank you for your love. Oh, dear.
What a wholesome moment.
I know. Brilliant. But onto the Baron here for IG. And, you know, they've got Azir. Set's happy to tank this one up. And they've been spotted, but they're like, you know what? I'm not really afraid. WE's going to contest this. All right, we get a fight for ourselves. No worries. In they go. Missing once again, tanking up the whole team. Now the call of the Forge God comes on through. It's a knock-up onto one, but the fight has started, and Jomong fails the flash. He's going to go down. Teachama forced out of the fight. Rookie winning this one out by himself. Puff now just going to DPS them down. 2 more for the Azir. And you know what? It just doesn't feel like W have a chance.
I was going to say this is not a very exciting team fight. We know IG are at the point where they just win. And the great thing is, doesn't matter about engage, disengage anything at this point. You just start an objective and WE need to come to you.
Yeah. And I mean, it was evident when the Scrya's orb comes down on the Baron and IG are like, yeah, what are you going to do about it?
Yep.
Like, make us stop, I dare you.
We've already talked about how Lil Yen's rune choice doesn't make a lot of sense, but also going for that Warmogs, maybe not the most efficient first buy, but is going to give him more pool from that grit, right?
Yeah.
Going to have a larger health pool to get off a big haymaker, so...
It's a damage Warmogs.
Going to have a very beautiful shield.
It stacks with the Cinder Hulk as well. True. So it's technically a damage item in 2 ways this game. So actually, he's just big braining us all. This is the optimum tank set build.
I don't know if I agree with that, but we are pretty far into this game, I'd say.
Yes.
Feels like we're about 40 minutes, even though it's 22 minutes into the game. Rookie, 32% of his team's damage.
This is exactly what I was saying earlier. When you're watching IG play, quite often, it feels like a soap opera. You just feel like if you miss 5 minutes, you're like, how did we get here? Like, things were normal just a few minutes ago, and suddenly there's been an aeroplane crash, and 2 of the main characters have died, and nobody knows what's going on anymore.
Let's talk about how Rookie just feels comfortable pushing this bot turret by himself. At any point, Morgan can open up Call of the Forge God, and they can all try and jump on top of it.
Yeah, but at that point, he's just going to dive under the tower himself. Look at this! That is absurd. Jomong, you are relegated out of this game. See you later. The Rookie just literally annihilated their whole team.
He was actually in auto range of the turret the whole time, pulled 5 men down, allows the rest of IG to get this inhibitor, and WE still can't find a kill.
It's just absurd. Rookie now gets away. Call of the Forge God. We'll find 1 knockup, but it's going to be at the cost of Morgan's life, I fear. Will actually jump away for himself, and somehow is still surviving. The Shy has gone really deep to try and finish this kill off. Maybe this is the moment, but I'm completely wrong. Teachama's going to go down for the triple kill, and the Shy's Aatrox is on the scene. Scumbag IG take away the Penta, but it is a comfortable win here. With the Baron, they can go for this inhib. I think they can end the game.
Really nothing else to add to that. Just a great game coming up from IG, and especially Rookie building the advantage from his own laning phase.
IG trying to speedrun the LPL here with a 24-minute victory over WE in game number 1. This is disgusting. IG, there's just no stopping it.